Have you ever glanced at your phone and seen SOS instead of your usual signal bars? It's a small symbol, but it can cause a big wave of confusion and even a little panic. You might wonder, did my phone break? Am I cut off from the world? For many, it's a mystery that appears out of nowhere, leaving you unsure of what to do next. This puzzling sight became a reality for thousands on August 30th, 2025, when people in Chicago and across the United States suddenly saw SOS pop up on their screens. It wasn't just a handful of users. Entire neighborhoods, workplaces, and even busy city centers were affected. People everywhere were left staring at their phones, trying to figure out what was happening. In an instant, phones stopped working for calls, texts, and data. It wasn't just a minor inconvenience. People couldn't reach loved ones, access important information, or even call for a ride home. The outage didn't discriminate. It hit students, workers, and families alike, disrupting daily routines and causing widespread frustration. The culprit? It wasn't your phone acting up or a simple setting gone wrong. This was a massive Verizon network outage, impacting millions of users across multiple states. Verizon stores saw crowds of concerned customers all searching for answers. In this video, we'll break down exactly what happened during the outage, why the SOS symbol appears on your phone, and what it really means for your safety and connectivity. We'll also explore how these outages can impact not just individuals, but entire communities. Here's something important. Even when your regular service disappears, your phone can still connect to emergency services. That SOS symbol means you can dial 911 even if you can't reach friends or browse the web. It's a built-in safety net, designed to keep you connected to help when you need it most. So, what caused this massive disruption? The answer lies in a software glitch deep within Verizon's network infrastructure. When something goes wrong at this level, it can ripple out and affect millions in seconds. These outages highlight just how much we rely on our phones and how vulnerable our digital lives can be. We'll show you how many people were impacted, how Verizon responded to the crisis, and what steps you can take if you ever find yourself in a similar situation. From customer service lines lighting up to newsrooms scrambling for updates, the outage became a national conversation. Plus, we'll share practical tips, like using Wi-Fi calling, restarting your device, or checking your phone settings, that can help you stay connected during an outage. Knowing these tricks can make a big difference when the unexpected happens. Finally, we'll explain why government agencies closely monitor these outages and why it's so important to be prepared in our increasingly digital world. Having a backup plan, like an emergency kit or alternate communication method, can help you stay safe and informed. So let's dive in and uncover the real story behind the mysterious SOS on your phone, and what you can do the next time it appears. It was a typical Saturday morning in Chicago, August 30th, 2025. Suddenly, around 11:30 a.m., Verizon customers noticed their phones weren't working. Calls, texts, and internet gone in an instant. At first, people thought it was just their phone, but soon realized the problem was citywide. Friends compared phones and found all Verizon users were affected. The outage quickly spread across the Chicago area, leaving thousands disconnected. By 2:30 p.m., over 1,700 outage reports had been filed, likely just a fraction of those impacted. The city's usual buzz was replaced by confusion and frustration. For hours, people couldn't use GPS, pay for coffee, or contact family. Businesses and daily life ground to a halt. The outage was a stark reminder of how much we rely on our phones. When the network fails, everything else can stop too. The Verizon outage wasn't just a Chicago problem. It was a nationwide crisis that rippled across the entire country, affecting millions of people in ways both big and small. What started as a few scattered reports quickly escalated into a full-blown communications emergency, with entire regions suddenly cut off from the digital world they rely on every day. Reports poured in from Minneapolis, Miami, Atlanta, Los Angeles, and New York. But it didn't stop there. Smaller towns and rural communities also found themselves in the dark, unable to connect with friends, family, or colleagues. The outage was indiscriminate, impacting people from all walks of life, from busy city centers to quiet suburbs. Downdetector, a website that tracks service disruptions, showed a massive spike in complaints after midday. The map lit up with red, each dot representing hundreds of frustrated users suddenly cut off from the world. By 1:40 p.m. Eastern, over 10,000 customers had reported issues. The numbers were climbing by the minute, as more and more people realized their phones simply weren't working. By 2:40 p.m., that number soared past 23,000. The surge was relentless, and the true number of affected users was likely far higher than what was being reported online. Experts estimate that the real number of people impacted was likely in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, since not everyone takes the time to file a complaint or even realizes where to report it. This was Verizon's third major outage in 2025, and each one has chipped away at customer trust, leaving people increasingly frustrated and anxious about the reliability of their service. The impact was huge. People couldn't check on loved ones, businesses stalled, and daily routines were thrown into chaos. For small businesses, a few hours without connectivity meant lost sales and missed opportunities. Even more concerning, emergency calls were at risk. First responders and hospitals depend on reliable networks to coordinate care and respond to crises, and any disruption can have life or death consequences. Not everyone reports outages online, so the true scale was even larger than the numbers suggest. Many people, especially the elderly or those in rural areas, may not have had any way to let others know they were cut off. The event exposed a critical vulnerability in our national communications infrastructure, raising urgent questions about how prepared we are for future disruptions. A single software glitch rippled across the country, disrupting millions and revealing just how interconnected and fragile our systems have become. It showed just how fragile our connected world can be, and how quickly things can unravel when a single link in the chain fails. When one link breaks, the effects are felt everywhere, reminding us that in a world built on connectivity, even a brief outage can have far-reaching consequences for everyone. When SOS appears on your iPhone, or no service on Android, it means your phone can't connect to your carrier. Regular calls, texts, and data are offline. But SOS is more than a warning. It's a safety feature. Your phone will try to connect to any available network, just for emergency calls like 911. Even if Verizon is down, you can still reach help using another carrier's tower. This feature is automatic and built into all modern smartphones. During the outage, people couldn't use their phones for daily tasks, but emergency calls still worked. It's a crucial backup that keeps you safe, even when everything else fails. So, while SOSs can be alarming, it's also reassuring. Your phone's most important function, calling for help, remains active. After hours of confusion and mounting frustration, Verizon finally revealed the true cause of the massive outage, a software glitch deep within their network systems. It wasn't a broken tower, a severed cable, or a physical failure that brought the network to its knees. Instead, it was a tiny flaw in the code, hidden from view, that managed to disrupt service for millions of people across the country. In today's hyper-connected world, software is the invisible brain behind every call, text, and data transfer. It silently routes connections, manages traffic, and keeps millions of devices talking to each other every second of the day. The complexity is staggering. Modern telecom networks rely on countless lines of code, all working in perfect harmony to keep us connected. But when even a single line of code goes wrong, the results can be catastrophic. Imagine every traffic light in a city suddenly turning off, plunging intersections into chaos. That's the kind of disruption a software glitch can cause in a network as vast as Verizon's. That's exactly what happened. Phones everywhere lost their connection, unable to register with the network. For many, it felt like being cut off from the world, unable to call loved ones or access vital information. Fixing these kinds of problems is never simple. It's a race against time, with engineers working around the clock, often under intense pressure to restore service as quickly as possible. The process is painstaking. Teams must comb through thousands of lines of code to find the bug, develop a patch, test it thoroughly to avoid new issues, and then carefully roll out the fix across the entire network, sometimes in the middle of the night. This outage was a stark reminder of just how powerful and fragile our digital infrastructure really is. We depend on these networks for everything, yet they can be brought down by a single unseen error. Behind the scenes, millions of lines of code must work together flawlessly, every second of every day. The margin for error is razor thin. Just one small glitch, one overlooked mistake, can bring everything to a sudden halt, affecting businesses, emergency services, and daily life. the August 30th outage was more than just an inconvenience. It was a wake-up call, highlighting our deep reliance on complex software systems that most of us never see or think about. Even the largest, most advanced networks can stumble because of a single hidden flaw. It's a reminder that in our digital age, vigilance and constant improvement are more important than ever. As the outage spread, pressure mounted on Verizon to respond. By 4 p.m., the company confirmed a software issue and apologized for the disruption. Verizon directed customers to its network status page for updates, if they could access Wi-Fi. They suggested using Wi-Fi calling as a workaround, letting people make calls and texts over the internet. For those with Wi-Fi, this restored some communication, but many remained disconnected. Engineers worked through the afternoon and evening to fix the glitch. Outage reports slowly declined, but not everyone regained service right away. Verizon's response combined technical fixes and public updates to manage expectations. If your phone shows SOS or no service, try these steps. First, restart your device. It often fixes minor glitches. Next, toggle airplane mode on and off to force a fresh network search. If the network is still down, connect to Wi-Fi and enable Wi-Fi calling in your settings. Use apps like WhatsApp or Messenger to stay in touch over the internet. Check your carrier's website or social media for outage updates. Visit sites like Downdetector to see if others are reporting problems. These steps help you confirm if it's a network issue or just your phone. Being prepared with these tricks can keep you connected during an outage. A little know-how goes a long way when service disappears. When a major outage hits, it's not just customers who notice. The government steps in too. The FCC, which oversees communications, monitors these events closely. Their job is to ensure networks are reliable, especially for public safety. After the Verizon outage, the FCC announced it was watching the situation. This puts pressure on companies to fix problems quickly and transparently. The FCC can investigate, impose fines, or require improvements if needed. Their oversight helps keep our digital infrastructure strong. As outages become more common, government scrutiny is more important than ever. Reliable networks are a national priority. The August 30th Verizon outage was a lesson in our dependence on technology. A single software glitch disconnected millions, disrupting lives and businesses. Understanding SOS as a safety feature can ease panic and help you act. Simple steps, like restarting your phone or using Wi-Fi calling, can make a big difference. Set up alternative apps like WhatsApp or Signal before an outage happens. Write down important phone numbers and keep them handy. Talk with your family about backup plans if you can't communicate. Appreciate the convenience of mobile networks, but don't take them for granted. A little preparation ensures you stay safe and connected, no matter what. In a digital world, being ready is the smartest move.